हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल SG क्लासेस। तो गाइज़ आज हम नेक्स्ट प्रैक्टिस सेट लेके आए हैं। एंड गाइज़ आज 18 सितंबर हो गया है, तो प्लीज़ अपना गेट का फॉर्म फिल कर दीजिए। जिसने भी नहीं किया है, आई होप मोस्टली ने फिल कर दिया होगा, जो भी मेरे वीडियोस देखते हैं। अगर किसी ने नहीं किया है तो प्लीज़ आज के आज वो फॉर्म फिल कीजिए, क्योंकि 24 विदाउट लेट फीस के साथ है। अगर आप स्टिल एक वीक उसके बाद मिलेगा, बट आपको उसके लिए एक्स्ट्रा पे करना पड़ेगा। सो इट्स बेटर कि आप टाइमली फिल करें फॉर्म को, और नो एक्स्ट्रा चार्जेस आपको पे करना पड़े। तो गाइज़ आज हम प्रैक्टिस सेट लेके आए हैं नेक्स्ट। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। स्टार्ट करने से पहले आप सभी से रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज़ मेरे वीडियो को लाइक करें, कमेंट करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करें, और अपने फ्रेंड्स को भी शेयर करें, ताकि वो भी इन वीडियोस को देखें और थोड़ा जो गेट का पैटर्न है वो और गेट के क्वेश्चंस हैं उनको बेटर अंडरस्टैंड करें। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं आज। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज मैच द लैंडस्केप डिज़ाइनर लिस्टेड अंडर ग्रुप 1 विद देयर अप्रोप्रिएट कंट्रीब्यूशन फ्रॉम ग्रुप 2। फर्स्ट ग्रुप में लैंडस्केप डिज़ाइनर्स की लिस्ट है, एंड ग्रुप 2 में उनका कंट्रीब्यूशन है कि उन्होंने क्या कंट्रीब्यूट किया था किस चीज़ के लिए। तो हमें वो सब मैच करना है। तो फर्स्ट वन इज़ द लैंसलेट कैपेबिलिटी ब्राउन, नेक्स्ट एंड्रे लिनोट्रे, जोसेफ पेक्सटन एंड फ्रेडरिक ला ओम्स्टेड. These are the landscape designers, and contributions regarding the first one is the Well Tempered Garden, Kew Garden, Versailles Garden, Crystal Palace, and Central Park. If anyone has given the importance to the history subject in the during the academics, so one name is already on the top of the list, which is the Joseph Paxton. I hope everyone has read about it and read about him, sorry. And he has developed a very beautiful place called the Crystal Palace. So if you know Joseph Paxton with Crystal Palace, then you can solve 75, only 75% options will be there, one options will be cut. Like Joseph Paxton has designed the Crystal Palace, so R will be 4, so this will not be the answer. So 25% you have already cut the knew the wrong answer. Next we have seen the Lenslet capability brown, it relates to the Kew Garden. Next Andre Leonatre sorry, and Frederick La Olmsted. So Frederick La Olmsted designed the Central Park, and Andre Lenotre designed the Versailles Gardens, because he has designed a beautiful Versailles Gardens, and these all four are amazingly designed the landscape of the gardens and set the benchmark for the others one. So let's see in detail. So the first top most, so this denotes shows the Kew Garden. This is the Versailles Garden, this is the Central Park, and this one is the fourth one is the Joseph Paxton's Crystal Palace. So first one is the Kew Garden, second one is the Central second one is the Versailles Garden, third one is the Central Park, and fourth one is the Crystal Palace. Oh, I have interchanged this. And Joseph Paxton is there, so this one is the 3. Let me write again. This one is the Kew Garden, this one is the Versailles Garden, this one is the Joseph Paxton's Crystal Palace, and fourth one is the Central Park. So this is the correct sequence. Let's read in detail. So Lenslet Brown, more commonly known as Capability Brown, was an English landscape architect. He is remembered as the last of the great English 18th century artists to be accorded his due, and England's greatest gardener. He designed over 170 parks, many of which survive. Brown's radical new scheme involved the removal of the number of existing features in the Kew Gardens that have been built for Queen Caroline in the 1730s. So he has redeveloped the not redeveloped, he has removed some of the features from the Kew Garden. Next one is the Andre Le Notre designed the Versailles Garden. So he is the king of gardeners and gardener to the king of gardeners and gardener to the king. He gave the French garden its noble reputation. So responsible for the most beautiful gardens of the 17th century. He made Versailles his greatest masterpiece, earning himself from large fortune and international fame. Next, third one is the Crystal Palace, designed by Joseph Paxton. He was remarkable construction of a prefabricated part. It consisted of an intricate network of slender iron rods, stunning walls of clear glass. So direct interaction with the sunlight. So clearly glass he has used. The main body of the building was 1848 feet, which is 63 meter long and 408 meter wide, and the height of the central trespass as shown in the image, the curved area, it's 108 feet, which is 33 meter high. Next one is the Central Park designed by Frederick Law Olmsted. He is the best known for designing the grounds of New York Central Park in US, Washington DC. So Central Park was the first landscape public park in the US. Advocates of creating the park, primarily wealthy merchants and landowners, admired the public grounds of London and Paris and urged that New York needed a capability facility to establish its international reputation. Let's move to the next question. The term working head in context of water supply system means. So working head को define करना है आपको in terms of water supply system. So working head defined by the let's see the options. Height of a body of water falling freely from under the force of gravity to acquire a certain velocity. Next is the rate of increase of velocity with respect to distance normal to the direction of flow. Third one is the total head with deduction of for velocity head or losses, and the last one is the difference between supply and delivery water levels. So working head is defined as the difference between supply and delivery working heads. Answer is D in terms of the water supply system. So answer will be D. Next question is the correct arrangement of height of towers given below in descending order is. There are four buildings are there which are very well known buildings. So we have to arrange them in the descending order. So firstly we have to categorize as the tallest building, then smallest, smaller and the smallest. So if you know, the Burj Khalifa height is 829.8 meter. Petronas Tower is for I think 32 meter is there. Taipei 101 is 508 meter and 356 meter is Bank of China Tower. So Burj Khalifa is the first, which means the tallest building. Second is the Taipei 101, Taiwan, 580 meter. Then Petronas Tower, and then last one is the Bank of China Tower. So sequence will be the PRQS, which means answer is the D. Let's see the buildings also. So it's Petronas Tower is 452 meter, not 432. I have told 432. So this one is the Burj Khalifa, which is 829.8 meter. Then Petronas Tower, Kuala Lumpur, is 452 meter. Then Taipei 101, it's 508 meter, and the Bank of China Tower is there, it's 365 meter. So let's move to the next question. Wythenshawe and Becontree are examples of factory town, garden city, satellite town, or vertical neighborhood. So Wythenshawe and Becontree are examples of satellite town. So what is satellite town? So satellite towns, as the name shows, there is one city, and small areas also developed outside the city. So these are generally the satellite towns or satellite areas. So satellite cities or satellite towns are smaller municipalities that are adjacent to a major city, which is the core of the metropolitan area. As you seen in the diagram, centrally we have a major city, and small areas major city, like we have considered here in Delhi, and outside the along with the periphery of Delhi, there are Ghaziabad, Noida, Faridabad, Gurgaon. So all these are the satellite towns, considered as satellite towns, not actually they are. So next question is, match the CAD terms in group 1 with their corresponding functions in the group 2. So tiled viewport, UCS, DXF and extrude are the CAD terms, and we have to match with their functions. So tiled viewport shows the multiple screens, or in which we have set the sheets, multiple views will be there. So it shows the model space. So we have set the sheets, can increase the scale or decrease the view area of the screen in the model space. UCS shows UCS and DXF and extrude. So extrude is related to the solid model, UCS is the coordinate system, and DXF is the drawing interchange format. So we have saved the multiple files in the DXF format. UCS shows the X, Y and Z axis in the AutoCAD. Extrude, which extrude the solid or the block model. So as you all seen in the image, so multiple screens are there. These are the different viewports. This is the UCS. This is the extrude for the solid models, or we can say the multiple block models, and DXF is the file interchange format in which you will find this in the save as options. Next question is, which one of the following statements regarding PERT is not true? So each activity of PERT network has 3 different time estimates. Expected activity time is estimated based on beta distribution. PERT is a deterministic model. PERT network may have more than one critical path. So PERT, what is PERT? PERT is the program evaluation and review technique used for the construction activities. Like CPM is there, PERT is there. So PERT is based on the 3 different time estimate, which is pessimistic, optimistic and the most likely times. So these 3 are based on the PERT. So first one option is the correct. So but we have to answer the not correct answer. Which one is the not true? Let's see the B option. Expected activity time is estimated based on beta distribution. 100% correct. The estimated time is based on the beta distribution based for the PERT. See, PERT is a deterministic model. No, PERT is not a deterministic model. It is based on the 3 times, so it is not deterministic. It is based on the non-deterministic models. And PERT network may have more than one critical path. Like in the CPM, there may be multiple paths. In PERT also, because 3 times are there, so there can be multiple times which are ending the construction activities on the same duration. So there can be multiple paths. So it is a project management tool that provides a graphic representation of a project timeline. PERT charts allows the tasks in a particular project that can be analyzed with particular attention to the time required to complete each task and the minimum time required to finish the entire project. So PERT is not a deterministic model, so that's why answer is C. The ratio of the town area to agricultural land area as suggested by Sir Avenger Howard in Garden City concept is. So I hope everyone has read about the Garden City concept by Sir Avenger Howard. So he gave some theory about the garden city regarding the town area with respect to the agriculture land area. So it shows agricultural land is the 5 times to the town area, so that it can it can be environmentally beneficial for the peoples who live in the garden city. So garden city is a movement method for urban planning in which self-contained communities are surrounded by green belts containing proportionate areas of residential, industries and agriculture. So main feature of these garden cities are the purchase of land area of agricultural land within the ring fencing, the planning of a compact town planning, compact town surrounded by a wide rural belt, the accommodation of residents, industries and agriculture within the towns, the limitation to the of the extent of the town, prevention of encroachment up to the rural belt. Sorry, here answer is 1:15 is written, but it's not correct, so please do not consider this. Answer will be the 1:5 with respect to the agricultural land. So sorry for the inconvenience, but answer is the D. So Avenger Howard's ideal green city would be located on a 6,000 acre tract of land currently used for the agriculture purposes only. A fraction to the tax land would be built upon the town's 30,000 inhabitants. The rest will be used for agriculture and recreational purposes. So ratio will be the 1:5. So 6 acre lands is there and 30,000 occupants, inhabitants will be there. So ratio will be the 1:5. So let's see the next. We have elements in group 1 and applications in group 2. So we have to match. So I knew this is the easiest question. So everyone has no bracket, baluster, keystone, holdfast, where we use these functions. So holdfast is used in doors. When we install the doors, holdfast are installed on the both side of the doors to hold along with the wall. Then baluster is there, it denotes to the staircase. Keystone is there, which shows the arch. And bracket is there. Bracket shows the cornice. Let's see what actual these elements are, so that you will be understand the better. So these are the holdfast which are installed along with the doors to make a connection with the walls. These are the holdfast. This one is the bracket. As you see, this one is a bracket. These vertical are the balustrade and the central one is the keystone. This one is the keystone. I hope everyone has now remembered the each element and where we use this. Let's move to the next. Which of the following is a part of studio apartment? Master bedroom, artist room, children's room, multi-purpose space. As you all know, what is studio apartment? Studio apartment is a single space where we can do multiple activities. It is the smallest apartments concept in the market. So it is so answer will be the multi-purpose space where we can use a single area as a multi-purpose space. So studio apartment is also known as a studio flat or self-contained apartment. Efficiency apartment, bed sitter or bachelor apartment is a small apartment in which the normal functions of a number of rooms, often the living room, bedroom and kitchen, are combined into a single room. So multiple rooms we can consider as not considered, we can use a single room as a multiple rooms, or we can use the multiple rooms areas into a one single room. So that is a studio apartment. So let's move to the last question. As per fire safety norms of NBC India, buildings having assembly and institutional occupancies The maximum travel distance in meters to an exit from the dead end of the corridor is, we have to answer the question, what is the maximum travel distance in the institutional occupancies or assembly areas. So answer here is the 6 meter as per norms. 6 meter is the maximum travel distance for assembly buildings or institutional buildings. So answer will be the D. So dead end corridor length in exit access not exceed 6 meter for educational institution, assembly occupancies, etc. For other occupancies, the same will be the 15 meter. Not for the assembly buildings and the institutional occupancies building. So an exit may be a doorway, corridor, internal or external staircase. It can be a veranda with access to the street or to the roof. It can be a horizontal exit leading to the refuge area or adjoining building. So in this point they are telling what is a proper exit means. All exits shall be free from obstructions. Exit shall be clearly visible and the path to the same shall be clearly marked and signpost. Exit shall be illuminated and wired to an independent electrical circuit. The floor of the areas for exit shall be illuminated. Exits may be so arranged so that they may be reached without passing through an occupied unit. So these are points considered while you have planning, you have designing the building. So guys, I hope you like my videos. So please like, comment and subscribe जरूर करें और अपने friends and groups में भी share करें. And next video में हम numerical part cover करेंगे. So let's see. Thank you.